at the end of the video and just realized I forgot to mention the first book that I read for this month, and the first book outside of my Black Halloween TBR. It was Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. I've heard so many wonderful things about this cozy little fantasy book. Nice little good time, light vibey read. You guys, 2 stars. I don't even want to spend my time like talking about it. Obviously this book just wasn't for me, and I get it. I went in knowing that there was nothing really going on. There was no huge like plot with a crescendo and a fantastic ending. I knew that was just supposed to be like cozy good time vibe, but it was just a bunch of words on a page for me. Like, I am on unpopular opinion island once again with this one. Like, did nothing for me at all, and I was so excited too. I felt like such a sucker. Let's talk about the other books that I read during the month of October. Dead 11 by Jimmy Giuliano. Have been waiting for this hole to come through forever. So excited about this book. On a creepy island where everyone has a strange obsession with the year 1994, a newcomer arrives, hoping to learn the truth about her son's death, but finds herself pulled deeper and deeper into a bizarrely insular community and their complicated rules. Clifford Island. Willowstone's son dies in a tragic accident. One day, mysteriously in his room, Clifford Island is written just out of the blue, and so she finds out where this place is, decides to go there to see if she can get answers as into what actually happened to her son. She ends up finding the island, getting to know the people in the community, finding out that there is an old school lore about the island, has supernatural elements to it. She thinks they're all full of crap. She goes digging into the history of the island to find out what actually is going on, like what's myth and actually truth, so she can hopefully come to like the conclusion of what actually happened to her son. This one was fun, you guys. It gave me, even though it takes place in 1994, it gave me total like 80s vibes as far as the story and the world building, the town, well, the island, just how the horror was executed. It was fun. I liked it. It gave me total 80s horror movie vibes. It did get to be a little bit long for my taste, but I still enjoyed it. I gave this one 4 stars. Definitely recommend it. Next, Practical Magic by Alice Hoffman. I'm sure you guys are familiar with this story, with this book, with the movie. If not, do yourself a favor. Both are really good. When the beautiful and precious sisters Sally and Jillian Owens are orphaned at a young age, they are taken to a small Massachusetts town to be raised by their eccentric aunts, who happen to dwell in the darkest, eeriest house in town. As they become more aware of their aunt's mysterious and sometimes frightening powers, and as their own powers begin to surface, the sisters grow determined to escape their strange upbringing by blending into normal society. You guys, why have I not read this before now? I remember enjoying the movie when I was younger, but a little bit, I think I was too young to fully enjoy it. Or maybe just the book was so much better than the movie, even though the movie was good. I enjoyed this so much. I think this is only the 2nd book that I've read by Alice Hoffman. But you guys, I love her writing. Why do I not read more things by her? This was so nice. Coming of age story of witches trying to blend into normal society and have normal lives, and not really being that fond of like the powers that they're given. I enjoyed this so much. It was so good. I highly recommend it. I want to read the other books in the series, and I guess you can read them in any order, but I started with this one. I believe this one came out first, but I definitely recommend it. It's so good. Like, there's ups, there's downs. I love the way she writes. I enjoyed the world building. The character connection was great. Like, you root for one sister, you get pissed off by the other one's antics, but you still hope they can work it out in the end. Highly recommend. I gave this one 4 stars. The next book that I finished was The Children on the Hill by Jennifer McMahon. It's based on Frankenstein inspired. Explores the eerie mysteries of childhood and the evils perpetuated by the monsters among us. 1978, at her renowned treatment center in picturesque Vermont, the brilliant psychiatrist Dr. Helen Hildreth is acclaimed for her compassionate work with the mentally ill. But when she's home with her cherished grandchildren, Vi and Eric, she's just Gran. teaching them how to take care of their pets, preparing them home-cooked meals, and providing them with care, attention, and love. Then one day, Grant brings home a child to stay with the family, Iris. Silent, hollow-eyed, skittish, and feral, does not behave like a normal girl. This was the 5th book that I've actually read by this author. This one was interesting. A bit twisty, but nothing that you couldn't really figure out, but still interesting read. It had a good pace, great world building. I didn't have that much of a connection with the characters, but I really enjoyed getting to the end of this story. I definitely recommend this one. I gave it 3 stars. It's more of a dark, creepy mystery than actual full-on horror. The Nod to Frankenstein, I like how she executed it. It was interesting. It kept my interest. It's not the easiest thing to do. I definitely recommend this one. Slewfoot by Brom. Been wanting to read this forever. I've had his book The Child Thief and Krampus the Yule Lord for so many years and have yet to like read them. I started Krampus a few years ago, haven't finished it. But this whole took forever to come through, and I was super stoked when it did. Set in colonial New England, Slewfoot is a tale of magic and mystery, of triumph and terror. A spirited young English woman, Abatha, arrives at a Puritan colony betrothed to a stranger only to quickly become widowed when her husband dies under mysterious circumstances. All alone in this pious and patriarchal society, Abatha fights for what little freedom she can grasp onto while trying to stay true to herself and her past. Enter Slewfoot, a powerful spirit, antiquity newly woken. I love Abatha's character. She's a total rebel. She should have been born in another time, not trying to take anybody's crap, trying to be a strong, independent woman during the years where that simply just wasn't allowed. She goes through so much. It was so captivating. I would say like the first 20-25% and the last 20-25% of the story, like absolutely loved her tale. The unveiling of Slewfoot, like the majority of the book you're wondering, is he good, is he bad, what are his intentions, is he evil? Like it's you guys, the concept of the story was so good. Like it drug it to me in the middle, not even drug, just wasn't as strong as the beginning and the ending of the book, but you really come to like love her character and to root for her. It was a hell of a comeback and revenge story, and baby, I was here for it. So good. I gave this one 3 stars. Saving the best for last. Unintentionally, this was the last book that I finished in October. Black Orchard by Chuck Wendig. This is what I've been needing. This book was so good. Oh my god. Okay, a little blurb. A small town is transformed by dark magic when a strange tree begins bearing magical apples in this new masterpiece of horror. That's all I'm gonna tell you. That's all you need to know, because if that sounds interesting to you, it is so worth it. It is so worth it. It's 640 pages. I forget how many hours of listening that was, but you guys, it's so good. It's so good. The writing, bomb. The story, like between present day, what's going on, how the past ties into the current history of the town and everything that's happening, the whole demise of the people in the town and like what it goes through and how everything comes back full circle. It's so good. This is probably gonna be my top horror read of this year. And when I heard about it late in the year, but when I did, I was like, oh my god, I have to read this. This sounds great. But I'm so picky. I read a lot of horror. I read a lot of psychological thrillers. I can usually see everything coming from a mile away. And even when I do, it just is okay. Like, it doesn't do it for me. This one, I'm so excited about it. I've recommended it to all my horror reading friends. It's so good. If you're looking for a book to totally escape in, this is it. It reminds me a kind of old school Stephen King. Like, I tend to think that he can overwrite and just drone on and on and on like far too long. But this was lengthy, but it was good. Kept my interest. Story kept going at a good clip. Definitely recommend it. Don't want to tell too much about it. Go into it blind. It's super fun. Super fun. And usually when I like something, I'd like to see it transform to film or TV, but this one, please leave this alone. It's so good. I don't want anybody to mess this up. I love this so much. It was definitely the winner for October and probably the year. I know it's gonna be like in my top 3, top 5 for sure. Those were the 11 books that I read in October. Some for Black Halloween, some for just good old October spooky, creepy vibe, happy fun time. Thank you so much, you guys, for watching. If you've read any of these or interested in any of these, let me know below. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys. If you've made it to the end of the video, leave a little spooky emoji, like the little jack-o'-lantern or ghost or something, a bat. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.